Hey, it's Matt from Gravity Forms, back to talking about another add-on from the team at Gravity Wiz. It's called Submit to Access. And for my money, this sits in between somebody who doesn't want to use like the real basic user registration of WordPress or the password protection default features of WordPress to gain access to special content. And you certainly don't want to install a whole membership plugin to give people access to particular pages or particular content on the site. You kind of need a middle ground. And that's where Submit to Access kind of works really well with Gravity Forms, because you can sort of gate content on a site using all the power of Gravity Forms. So like email opt-in, survey, and selling stuff using a Stripe add-on or Square add-on or PayPal. And once somebody submits that Gravity form, they'll then get access to whichever page or post you're trying to protect using the Submit to Access add-on from Gravity Wiz. So let's jump in. I'll link this up wherever you're watching this so you can get access to it. They also recently released Spellbook, which is a great way to explore and install and activate Gravity Wiz whole suite of add-ons. So I've already installed it, so we'll just go to Perks, Activated, and it's already active, right? So we have the GP Submit to Access there. So it's all set to go. If you wanted to explore other things that Spellbook does, this is actually a free plugin. You can install that and get some of their free add-ons for Gravity Forms. Okay, so we'll take a look at what a page looks like with Submit to Access active. So I'm gonna go to this pizza page, because in my working workshop here, what we're doing is we're selling ingredients to the best pizza crust available. That's the working theory here. So here's my page and my post. It's going to look exactly the same when we look at it on the front end. There it is, just default WordPress theme and all my ingredients. But now I want to say, hey, before you can read or get access to these ingredients, you have to fill out a Gravity form. So let's go back to our editor. And now on the right-hand side, you'll see that we can enable Submit to Access. And it's going to ask which form is going to be required. So we're going to say Special Access. That's the only form that I have on this test site. And I'm just going to save it. We're going to come back to the options, but let's just go to the front end again so we can see what it looks like now. So now, instead of seeing the pizza ingredients that we saw previously, now we have this form that's appearing. This is the Special Access Gravity form. And the user now has to enter data here in order to get access to that information. So we'll go back and explore the rest of the options that we have here. So we can customize the message. We can customize the content loading message while that form is being submitted. Sometimes, like if you're sending data to an email service provider and they've also made like a Stripe payment, there's some calculations happening in the back end, and sometimes it's loading a little bit, so you can give them that loading screen. You can also set up the access duration, browser session, forever, or custom. And that'll allow you to sort of set that cookie so that folks can come back and get access to that page, like, depending on what you're doing with, your membership requirements or something like that. You can also redirect as well to a different URL after somebody fills out that form. So really sitting in that middle ground of like, oh, these are all the things I need to do a sort of lightweight membership or ebook sale or digital product sale within WordPress. So really cool stuff. There's also an option to require a unique submission to get access to a page. This is if you want to reuse that Gravity form. Let's say you're selling maybe like a handful of digital products, or maybe it's a donation type of site where you get access to something, but you're only using one Gravity form. Like, you don't want to have to set up a Gravity form for every single page that you're trying to protect, but you also want that form to be submitted every single time to gain access to that. So you would check off require unique submission, and that would require users to submit the form on this page to access the protected content. Submissions on other pages do not apply. So if you're using that form on another page, they would not also get access to this particular page. So again, hitting that perfect sweet spot of a middle ground for gaining access to the page or poster or content on the site. So let's just save this one more time, and we will view it, and we'll just put in some test information. And now when I submit this form, it'll do its thing, process, and then bring me right to, of course, the pizza ingredients page that I set up. Now you might be saying like, well, couldn't we always do this with like redirection on confirmations with built-in Gravity forms? The answer is yes, you could do that, but then you're sort of just like hiding the page, and that page would still be publicly available. Whereas this is certainly gating that content until the person fills out the form. So that was a way to work around it if you weren't too worried about people getting access to like a free giveaway that you were doing. But if somebody knew that URL, they could just share that URL with somebody else, and that sort of like filling out the form thing would have been a moot point. But now, in order to get access to this page, you assign it the Gravity form, they fill out that form, and they get access to that. And again, you're doing that from a marketing perspective, a lead gen perspective, from a selling a digital product using one of our add-ons like Stripe, PayPal, or Square to get access to stuff. So it's a really good middle ground for those of you that just want a more lightweight membership feel, but leveraging the power of Gravity forms without needing, a really big, powerful membership add-on or e-commerce plugin for WordPress. Let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you want more. Thumbs up if you like the video. And we'll see you in the next one.